My name is Andy from the YouTube channel How to Make Everything, and I really like coffee. I've gone to some really large extremes to get it myself, and lately I've gotten really fond of these single-use pods for systems like the Keurig. Unfortunately, a lot of these are not that recyclable. And if you drink as much coffee as me, you can quickly end up with a large supply of trash that is just gonna go into a landfill. So in this video, I'm gonna try and turn these very wasteful products into something a little bit more usable, my own knockoff pair of Nikes. Can I save these pods from taking up space in a landfill and also produce some stylish new kicks? Let's give it a shot and see how it turns out. Go with my pod. So over the past few months, I've been able to collect a pretty decent supply of pods, just collecting them as I drink them. I think I might have enough to finally make some shoes. So these little pods are really difficult to recycle, and most of them you can't. There are a few on the market that you can, but most of them just end up in the trash. There's a couple of reasons for that. They contain several different parts and all need to be separated if you actually recycle it. So first, there's the outer cover on it, which is aluminum, so you gotta peel that off. Inside the pod is the coffee itself, filter paper along it too, so all that needs to be scooped out. The coffee and paper filters can easily be recycled into the compost, and then all the foil might be able to melt it down into castable aluminum. We'll give that a shot later on and see what happens. And then you are left with just the plastic container itself. Annoyingly, these pods are made from a few different plastics and kind of need to be separated, and not all of them are the greatest. So this one right here is plastic number 5. You can tell from the icon with a little recycling logo and a 5, or polypropylene, which is actually a pretty good plastic for recycling. So once everything is finally separated, this is actually pretty good for being recycled. It should be pretty easy to reuse for making my shoes. But some of these pods are different. This is plastic type 6 polystyrene, also known as styrofoam. This is a little bit more difficult to actually recycle because it can produce some toxic fumes, but it should be possible to reuse them. It will be good to separate all of these so I can process them each differently because they all melt at different temperatures. And lastly, there's also type 7 in some of these. In addition to the coffee pods, I also have similar pods that my cat absolutely adores for wet food, which are very similar design, foil on top, and then plastic on the bottom. And these are all type 7. And that's kind of just a catch-all other category for plastics, which isn't ideal. Oftentimes number 7 isn't recyclable, not really clear where it is. It could be ABS, acrylic, and polycarbonate. These are all plastics that can be recycled, but this can be a little bit difficult because they're made out of materials that melt at a little bit different temperatures. But if we process these separately, it should be possible to make something out of these. So the first step is going to be separating all the pods into their different components, washing them, and then sorting them by plastic type.
In our last video, we made a plastic shredder to break down trash plastic so it could be reused, and an extruder to melt down that shredded plastic and extrude it into different usable shapes. Both of these tools should be really useful in this endeavor.
So we got a couple different types of plastic here. We got plastic number 5, which is, I believe, polyethylene. And then we have from the cat food containers, those are 7, which means other. So it could be any variety of different things.
Start off slow like this. Well, we shredded them once, and You're shredding the second time so they come out smaller. This sucker puts out 2,500 inch-pounds of force of torque. We're making some ASMR videos here.
That's great. I'm gonna go to bed.
Just a quick reminder, if you want smart, fun content like this video in the future, go ahead and subscribe to Curiosity Stream's YouTube channel, since they're the ones helping me do all of these challenges.
Now the workshop's gonna smell like cat food. Second shredding is a lot nicer.
Yeah, I think that might be good.
The plastic I'll shred next up to use the extruder to make the largest part of the shoe, the sole. But first we need to make a mold for the extruder to fill.
That is a good shoe.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell where we started and stopped, though. It's also neat to see how the plastic flows from the injection point
Oh yeah.
down and into the mold and fills it up. Cinderella, you want to try it on?
Too big.
Oh no. Aw, that's the right side.
Next up, the rest of the shoe, which is made up of a variety of flat pieces attached together. So for that, I tried pressing the shredded plastic to try and form some sheets of plastic. The result was not too great though.
All right, so I tried using the toaster oven and just pressing it in there to try and make some sheets, and that wasn't the best result. It's very chunky and uneven. There's holes in it everywhere. So we're back here with the extruder, throw all the plastic that's been shredded into there, and then spit it out with it all mixed up and nice gooey into a pan, and then press it. Hopefully I'll get a much more even result. We get something a little bit more usable.
Pretty flat. Cool down there for a second.
Oh, pretty good.
Once I had a decent supply of small sheets of plastic, I just needed to cut them up to the right shapes, and then sand them down to be nice and consistently thick.
All right, so to help make the shoe and make sure it fits perfectly, I got this hand casting kit. So I can use this on my foot to make a perfect replica of my foot. And I can then kind of form the shoe pieces around and get a hopefully perfect fit. So let's open this up and cast a foot. All right, so a bit of trial and error. I now have all the plastic to actually make the shoe. The extrusion took a few tries. Finally, with the last one, we were able to get it to fully fill it. They get a little too hot, a little burnt on the tip. Still seems pretty solid, so I think we got a good sole. Then to build off of that, I was also able to get some flat pieces made. That also took a fair amount of trial and error. Turned out it was best to use the extruder, because I just need to mix things up and get it a little bit broken down from just the chunks. Even the ones that didn't really flatten too well, my first attempt, I was able to just reheat them again and flatten them further and got a pretty good result. With that, I was able to get all the pieces for the shoe. And what I did is I took the 3D model and broke apart all the little segments, flattened them, and then have them outlined. And they're a little bendable, but they're still pretty hard. So I cast my foot. I can put this into the toaster oven, put it to the point where the plastic is malleable, but not melted. And I can use this as a form to melt the shoe to perfectly fit my foot. So now it's just a matter of putting it all together. So let's give this a shot and see if we can get it to work. The best method I found to actually connect all the different pieces was to basically weld them together using a soldering iron and then going back and cleaning it up with a sander. My original plan was to try and keep this as its kind of original color, just the plastic, and I played around with the idea of melting some extra colorant into it to give it a little bit of color, but ended up just going for white for simplicity's sake. And unfortunately, some of the plastic got a little bit burnt in the process of both making and welding everything together. So I ended up giving it a bit of a paint job to clean it up in the last step. So with that, we have our sneaker. A sneaker made entirely out of single-use disposable pods. It's been a very interesting challenge to try and figure out how to repurpose these pods and reform them into something a little bit more usable. Definitely learned a lot along the way. The challenges of working with plastic, it's a very interesting material to work with just because of its flexibility and the fact that even when you mess it up, you can just grind it up and melt it down all over again. There is a limited lifespan to it, but for the most part, it's effectively infinitely renewable. So it's very interesting to put to use something that really just kind of clogs landfills and make an actual tennis shoe. Actually getting it nice and smooth and finished professionally was a little bit harder than I had hoped. So this is a little bit rough still. The paint kind of helped cover it up a little bit, but it's still pretty rough. I think probably the biggest issue with the shoe though is that it's a lot harder than I expected. Like this plastic isn't exactly the soft, malleable kind, so I knew it was gonna be hard, but this is very rigid, which poses a major issue in that tennis shoes are designed to be more flexible when you put them on. So I can't actually get this on my foot as it is. So I have to make a little modification to actually put them on. And they're not gonna be the most comfortable, I can tell you that already. I did try it on while it still could get my foot in there. So if I put a little modification, cut a little access and get my foot into there. I actually want to make a shoe out of this plastic. Something more like a Croc or a flip-flops would probably be a little bit more reasonable. Different types of plastic, and as well as different ways of forming them where they're a little bit more spongy and flexible would have been a much better result, but that would have involved a lot more work and research, and as it was, this was pretty challenging. So all in all, I think this is a pretty good result. One shoe out of about 3 months worth of coffee and cat food. Not too bad. So this has been a fun challenge to explore ways to recycle plastic. This is far from really any practical use, but does open the door for kind of understanding plastic better and how it can be reused and how maybe we should be conscious of the plastic we do use so that it can be recycled more easily.
For more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel right now and look for CuriosityStream on social media. Links in the description. Also, if you have any ideas on how to make this experiment work better, feel free to leave them in the comments below.